Hey everybody, welcome back to the Suikoden walkthrough. I believe this is part 4. I'm not sure. We're a little ways in. Alright. So we are just returning from Rockland? Yeah. Alright, our problems are solved. Dang. Okay. Well, that was easy, I guess. Okay. So, it's something unrelated to us saving the bandits. How silly of me. That was awkwardly worded. I totally thought that, like, oh yeah, everything is solved now. You know, because we're back. That was not the case. My father goes his way, I go mine. Sarity, where have I heard that name before? I do like Flick. He's less than friendly. Well, I shouldn't even say that. It's really not even. It doesn't feel like he's not being friendly. He's just obviously very. He just doesn't trust him. I mean, and I think that's legitimate. Like, I don't know. And there you can't unequip Odessa's headgear, unfortunately, because that is pretty nice for this point in the game. But yeah, so I mean, Flick obviously. So I mean, for I mean, we were Imperial soldiers, so that's kind of a big deal already. Granted, now we are on lam, I guess, but still, I think he's still right in not necessarily just I don't know, trusting right away. So understandable. And Humphrey doesn't have really anything to say for a long time. Was one thing I noticed. I didn't remember that, from the first time I had played this game. I don't think he really says anything until about halfway through the game. But yeah, that's fine. He's just not a very talkative person. It's okay. Not everybody is. All right, where are we going? Oh yes, Sarity. So, if you watched the first video, this place will probably be familiar. I did come here. I leveled up really, really early, right out of the gate. Basically, I came here almost right away. And I left the majority of these chests. There's a couple of them that obviously will already be opened, and that is because again I did come here at the beginning of the game, and I grabbed I think like the clone crystal and maybe something else, which in all honesty I shouldn't have done because it just I don't know, it just kept up a space in my inventory. That's the crummy. That's the I don't know. I wouldn't even say it's a big gripe about this game. It's fine. It works. It works just okay. You know, it's. I think I get spoiled in some of the other RPGs where you just have, you know, as much space as you can dream of, I guess, for holding your items. And in this game, that's not the case. Obviously, you have to be a little more. Boy, I don't know. You have to manage your items a little better. And again, you know, for most, or all intensive purposes, it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, I guess I'll give those to Odessa. The good thing about having a ton of money at the beginning of the game is you can just give your stuff to random people and it doesn't matter. You know, just know Odessa will not be staying in our party for very long. I actually want to say it's right up here, right at Sarity that she leaves right away. So, you know, if you want, I guess you can equip her with some gear, but otherwise I wouldn't even bother. You know, if you're strapped for cash or if you didn't use, what was it, Marco's game to get a ton of cash, then don't bother, you know, because again, she's not going to be staying. These slasher rabbits are the ones that have the karate uniform, I think it's called. Which is okay. It's okay gear. You know, I guess it's just kind of a bonus for this area if you're already farming up the water fragments or whatever that these guys drop right here. You know, if you're already here and you're planning on, you know, trying to get a bunch of those, then I guess it's just kind of a nice little bonus. But in all honesty, that's not particularly worth farming. And actually, you know, once you get high enough level, it's probably more time efficient to just let that group of enemies go, because there is it's a pretty substantial group. There's 6 of them, so it takes a little bit of time to hack through them all. And you know, in honesty, or all honesty, that it's not that great. I mean, it's good, and I'm not saying it's not good. It's probably better than, actually, it is better than what you can get for a while, especially if you're here like farming with the hero and Ted right at the beginning of the game. You know, that's the best. This is the best armor that you're gonna get for a long while. But again, you know, in my opinion, not worth actually farming. So my recommendation would be to just let that group of enemies go and fight the other. You know, the snails are worth fighting because they drop the defense rune pieces, and then the killer slimes are worth fighting for the water rune fragments or whatever they're called. It's bitter. So here's an example of dialogue in the game where you can't. It doesn't matter how many times you refuse, you have to continue the story. Just a taste. Nah, it's bitter. I already said it's bitter. This guy is super insistent. I think I've told him no like 10 times. Please have some. No, it's bitter. Okay, I give in. What's this teak? My God, this is. Hey, you give her. Damn, such an old. I'm terrible. You're a monster. Okay, I'm done. That was terrible. I like Victor. Just past that. He's gonna make a snow angel without snow. Just surrounded by crooks. What have you done, you fool? Excuse me. Just some stupid traveler. Say goodbye to your head. Yikes! Handful of rabbits. All right, so obviously, this is Kessler. Kessler knows who Odessa is, and Layden here, obviously apologizing for the I don't know, attempted robbery. Excuse me. All right, let's sleep off this poison. What was I doing here? Am I just chilling in bed? Waiting for something to happen? There we go. Hey, Cleo, wake up. Chatter, chatter, phew, phew. Alright, what's the story? Wow, that's good news. So, there's a couple of spots in the game here where I'm hitting the button, the X button a little too fast. So I'll skip through a portion of the dialogue, and it's happened a few times, and it's a little annoying. I should have just tried to get into the habit of letting it go, and not just bashing the button, but well, I didn't, unfortunately. So I may have missed a blurb here and there, which it probably just makes I wouldn't call it necessarily a poorly translated game, but there are a couple of spots where there's some translation issues. So, again, if I would have been a little more patient, it probably would have been helpful. So, my recommendation, don't bash the button. Ooh, antiques. I like antiques. I forget if that antique there is actually like a specific, if it's a specific one, or like, now that I think about it, I never tried to like reset my game and see if, I could get it to appraise to something else. I don't think you can, though. I think once you actually have, something in your inventory like an unappraised item, I don't think you can reset. But I don't know. Again, I never tried it, and it's probably at least worth trying. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do that next time I get one. Alright, I made a little cut here for some reason, don't really know why. But we are going to head back up to Sarity. And let's slay some bonbons. Bonbon, bonbon. Nothing new in Sarity if you came here at the beginning of the game. Otherwise, if this is your first trip here, definitely at least stop in at the item shop and check out the shop. There's a water crystal there for sale. So I don't know. I'm torn on whether or not that's even a good buy. I mean, I guess if you, it depends on what you have on. Maybe it depends on what you have on Gremio. Gremio could potentially be a good choice because you could stick it on him and then it would be. I don't know. I guess magic is kind of not very good, but it just feels like maybe it's a little extra. You know, that of course that is if you don't have like the prosperity rune or something already on him or whatever. I don't know. I have a hard time. Saying that it's very good, but you know my characters are very over leveled too, so it's hard to judge what would actually be useful at this point because I mean, in all honesty, I'm steamrolling everything, so there's, you know, when you're destroying everything, there isn't much reason to or need to heal. That coupled with the fact that the main character now has 9 water rune fragments attached to his weapon, so he's regenerating 45 health every turn. So I mean, it's really tough to kill him. But I guess, you know, up to you. My recommendations, I guess, you know, having recently played through this area, I still really like that fire rune on Cleo instead of the water rune, actually. Just because there's a couple of battles where it's really handy to be able to wipe out like an entire group with like the 2nd level and 3rd level spells. I don't know what she has as far as you know, MP at this particular point, but eventually she becomes quite a good caster. Actually, I should rephrase that. It's not that she becomes a good caster. She is a good caster the whole game. And she will just keep getting better. The other really good thing about Cleo is soon, or maybe they already were buyable. The wing boots from the Greg Minster armor shop are insane, especially if you can get 2 of them, because that'll really speed her up. And then you know, 2 of those coupled with the fire rune kind of means that more times than not she's gonna get to go before any of the enemies in battle, and thus you can usually wipe out entire groups of enemies before they get to act. So I guess food for that. You know, though, even if you do use the water rune on her instead, I guess that just means that your heals will land, you know, before your characters potentially take, you know, fatal damage. So I don't know, you know, if you've got the cash to throw around, wing boots would be a big recommendation of mine. Alright, we're gonna stand around for a while out here. Seems like something I would do. You know, again, I guess being that you're already gonna be in this area, you know, if you haven't already farmed up some water rune pieces, this is probably a good time or opportunity to do it. They're so strong. The drop rate is not fantastic, but I don't know that there's anything that's really got a good drop rate in this game. You know, the weird thing is I didn't get very many defense pieces from those snails while I was here. I bet I got, boy, 15 water rune pieces or something like that. And I think I only ended up with 2 of those defense pieces or whatever that the snails drop. Maybe that's on target, or maybe that's average, but it felt low. And there's the killer rabbits again. I don't know that they're really worth fighting. I feel like the other enemies here, you know, just drop so many or have better drops that it feels like kind of a waste of time to monkey around with those rabbits. Yeah, I had the holy rune on Gremio. And that's another thing, I'm not 100%, I don't know how sold I am on it. It's kind of cool, it's kind of fun to be able to dash around, but in all honesty, it doesn't really do much for you. You know, and you'll see I just run into the walls more often than not, you know, so it's... I don't know. I don't know how useful it really is. This game is not really, like, dash friendly. Maybe, like, later on there is actually a... Well, maybe I'll talk about that more when I get there, but... There's a rune that actually speeds up your travel time across the world map. So, I don't know, maybe that one seems a little more useful, but... Gosh, even then, I don't know, you don't do a whole lot of walking around. You know, you don't ever trek for like 5 minutes at a time. Alright, where are we going? We're going back to Lenin Camp, I bet. Must be. Let's do it. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Alright, we got trouble. Yes. By the way, that was your cue. Before you enter Lenin Camp, that's your cue to unequip Odessa. If you want or need to. That regen. Oh my gosh. So overpowered. I think I don't know, it's overpowered. We'll just say that right off the bat. It's overpowered to have that much regeneration. Not only because in combat it's almost it's impossible. It's almost impossible to die at the beginning of the game. And then the other great thing about it is just like, I mean, the regen in battle is, it's like having, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. It's insane. I guess it's like a big convenience factor. I guess maybe that's what I'm trying to get at. It's really convenient to not have to like, you know, go into your inventory after every battle, you know, after you get busted up and have to heal, because it just does it automatically in battle. So, you know, it's not, I wouldn't say this is a terribly difficult game, but that can really help out your quality of life if you spend the time at the beginning of the game there to get those. You know, not necessary, obviously, with anything. You know, it's, like I said, it's an easy enough game where you don't absolutely have to do it, that's for sure. But I don't know, quality of life, I really liked it. All right. I think I didn't quite get it at first when I first played this game. I didn't understand, like, why would you just throw your body in this? Wait, you're asking us to throw your body in this room? It's super messed up. And then I was like, oh, okay. She wants to keep her death a secret. I was like, yeah, that's actually, it's pretty smart. Pretty smart. Quick thinking. The Fortress of Quaba. Alright, so one thing I will say right here and now. Once you leave this area and pass through Quaba, there's no going back. At least not you. You won't be back in this area for a long time. So make sure you've checked all the shops here, especially that one in Gregminster. You know, if you haven't already, at least look at the items. But the probably the biggest thing that I would say around here is that once you leave this area, there's no way to face bonbons anymore. And the bonbons drop an item called the Celadon Urn, and if you are planning on like collecting a bunch of them for whatever reason, this is the last point that you can get them. So again, you know, if you want to get, you know, however many you want to get them now, because there is no way to get them after this point. I do love this scene too. The whole the names. I guess I'll be Stoltheim Reinbach? Stoltheim Reinbach the third. And I'm gonna be Stoltheim Reinbach the fourth. Interestingly, or fun fact, that first name that you can pick, I think it's Massamune. I think that's one of Humphrey's swords. Stepor Jujube vendor. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Jujube is. So this guy is interesting, this Eingid or something like that. He's got like a portrait, like he's important storyline wise. And I don't think you ever get to see him again. I think this is it. See. And I don't know about this guy. I'm not 100% sure on him because, hey, Sonny, take care of your father. That line right there, I'm not sure if he knew who you were, and he's basically just letting you through. And the other thing was like, oh, there's no way McDull's son would be dressed like a beggar. Well, yeah, they totally would if they're trying to sneak through here, you know? So, I don't know. Unless the guy's just dumb as a box of rocks, who knows? Alright, but anyways, this is Chandler here. We can't get him yet, but eventually we'll be back here to pick him up. But I'm going to cut this, so like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and join me for more. Alright, thanks for watching.